God is going to give you further information on this catered to your life and your purpose. And I'm excited to be a medium for you. The word hustler stemmed from people who did illegal activities. It was always connected to gangs, mafias, and illegal things. Drug dealers, robbing, those type of things. People who were trying to get money illegally. People who were and are getting money illegally. Now, what happened is people were influenced by this word from people that were considered cool. Notice that drug dealers, scammers, all of those type of things inspired people because those were the people who got money rapidly. People saw more people doing those type of things than they did seeing people with legal, thriving businesses. Now, people who speak proper and people who do things legally are called lame, corny, and things that people don't want to be. So, here comes people with illegal businesses using the word hustle either because they were inspired by someone who did illegal things, someone from the hood, or because they hear this terminology repeated so much and they want to fit in and seem cool. People who get their identity from God and know their purpose do not use that word. God will never cause someone to use that word for their business. When God uses verbiage, it goes all across the board. You do not hear people say they had to hustle for love, they had to hustle for peace, they had to hustle for healing. It only comes to money. Money is an idolization. People put money above their freedom. People put money above their peace. People put money above their health. People put money before love. People put money before their healing. People put money literally before everything. People will do whatever it takes to get money. You have to have the heart of God to reject doing things for money and to do what the world calls struggle. Now, under the eyes of God, it's not called struggle, it's called being prepared for God's purpose. And people who are prepared for God's purpose are surrounded by people who are not aware of God's purpose. So those are the people who use the word struggle. So now people who are aligned with God's purpose have to battle with the word struggle, and I'll make my next video about that. Here's the thing. When people go to school, they don't feel less than because they didn't graduate yet. They know they're in the process of it. But when people are in God's school, they struggle with feeling unlikely about it because of the people surrounded by them are seeming to get it faster, and they're not in their mind where they perceive that they need to be based off of society's standards, based off of them not wanting to feel perceived unlikely emotions. Unlikely is another demonic word. I'll make a video about that. That'll be the third video. This is going to be a very long series, so I'm going to release them every day because it's time for God's people to go forth swiftly. It's time for us to evolve swiftly. And it's starting with our vocabulary. Vocabulary has always been important to me since I was a kid. I literally used to study the dictionary and thesaurus for fun. I used to write books and poems and songs for fun, and God brought me back into doing that. English was always my favorite subject. I used to speak slang only as a joke, and then it creeped its way into my vocabulary. Words have so much power. You have to remember that God spoke the word into existence. If God spoke the word into existence, then why would God's children have to hustle? The definition of hustle is force. Push roughly, hurry, obtained by forceful action or persuasion, coercion, sell aggressively, cheat, swindle, prostitution, fraud, swindle. And the etymology of it is shake and toss. The only thing that gets tossed is trash, except for when women swing their hair. But you get what I'm saying. Tossing is not, I'm not going to say it's a demonic word, but that word is usually surrounded by demonic things. It forms typically mostly in demonic sentences. Shake. God shakes up things, right? But when you think of physically shaking something, that's what demons do. When people talk about demonic interference, things are shaken, things are thrown around, things are slammed. When someone shakes you, that's because they're frustrated. You know this word is not God by all of these definitions. So if you are having any type of unlikely reaction, anything outside of gratitude and appreciation, conviction, or feeling like, wow, you needed to hear this for a reason, because God needs to get those things out of you. You're caught up in understanding of the world, and God won't let you reject the truth anymore. So know that if you got to this point, that is for a reason, that God is reshaping your vocabulary. I released a prophetic word about that. God had me put that in an affirmation track that I did called New Love. I said, expand your vernacular. People know more slang than they know words that are considered big. And do you notice the way that society treats people who use words that are considered big? They claim that they're doing too much. They're trying to be extra. You see society say, oh, you can tell when somebody learned a new word because they use it a lot. People are made fun of for being healthy, because that's a coping mechanism for people feeling unlikely about themselves, aka a demon. So now I'm leaving to record the second video about the word unlikely. I love you, and most importantly, God does too. Read the description area to learn more about what I do. I am a spiritual advisor, and I address every single area of life. Thank you for listening.